My guests on the Culture Crawl are from the Old Creamery Theater for the upcoming production of 1940s Radio Christmas Carol. Say hi to Joshua Jones. Josh, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And also David Combs.
Hey, how are you doing?
Great to have you back. David, you've been here before. You've been with the Old Creamery a few times. And Josh, is this your first season with the Creamery?
Yeah, I started in May.
Excellent. Well, tell me a little bit about your life and career that led you here.
All right. Well, the Creamery is my first job post-graduation. So I graduated in May from Western Carolina University in North Carolina. And I've worked each summer throughout my 4 years in college at different theaters across the country, but this is my first job post-graduation.
All right. Well, welcome to the ranks of working full-time professional actor.
It's exciting.
And David, you've been around. A few times, and you've done a lot. I always squee just a little bit when you come in because you've been on some of my favorite TV shows like Star Trek: The Next Generation, and was Criminal Minds or Law and Order?
Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds, and so great to have you in Iowa. So, what have you anything interesting that you've been doing in between the time we saw you last at the Creamery?
I've been working for the Creamery a fair amount.
Okay, excellent.
And did the Sunshine Boys out there and Cash on Delivery. Mm-hmm. So I found a nice little home here in Iowa, and I'm enjoying myself tremendously.
Well, we're so glad to have you here, and glad that you enjoy it enough to hang around and take other opportunities as they come your way. So 1940s Radio Christmas Carol, it sounds kind of like a musical review.
It's really,
not so much.
There is some music.
As is often the case, Dennis's first guess is wrong.
It's a lot of music that you're familiar with and some new stuff, but kind of done in ways that you wouldn't expect them to be. So if we sing, Deck the Halls, you're going to hear Deck the Halls, but it's in a very kind of jazzy, 40, lots of tight harmonies.
Well, it's the kind of stuff we love here.
Yeah,
so,
it's great.
So we're off to a good start. So set the stage for me just a little bit in terms of how the show plays out.
So the whole thing obviously takes place in a radio show. So we're in the 1940s, and it's in the midst of World War II. So there's a lot of that intermingled with the show. I don't want to give too much away. So the show starts out, and we, instead of doing our normal broadcast, we're doing a Christmas Carol, so we celebrate Christmas. And we've hired David's character, William St. Clair, who's this big, famous actor, to play Scrooge. And would you like to go from
And
there?
as it goes along, we discover things about St. Clair and all the people, because it's a nice snapshot of how things worked in the 40s during the war, how some of the girls were working building planes, and how everybody was involved with the war, and how the different bond issues and things come up where they're trying to sell bonds, and just the way America was at that time. It's a nice little snapshot.
Set against the backdrop of creating and producing a radio drama.
Yeah.
Exactly. So do you get into that with stepping up to the microphone and the sound effects and doors slamming? And
we have a Folio artist who does everything.
Tons of sound effects.
He's got a table of sound effects things, and it's just great to watch things go wrong during the radio show, which is more fun than anything, and how you can watch it go wrong, but people listening to it wouldn't know so much. So you're in on what's going on all the time.
Well, sounds like a lot of fun. So we talked a little bit about how some of the songs are, kind of fresh takes or fresh arrangements on songs that we know. What other tunes kind of stand out in your mind as being real standout in this?
We have a lot of the classic Christmas carols. So we have Deck the Halls, Joy to the World, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, Good King Wenceslas. All those are fresh takes. But there's also some really cool new songs. Like there's one called Newark, because that's where the show takes place. That's a really cool, jazzy 1940s era song.
And the elf song.
Oh yeah, there's a cute little elf song that's really, really fun. So those are some of the more fun ones for me, at least.
So some traditional stuff, but then also some new things.
Yeah, and even the
as
traditional
well.
stuff is not necessarily traditional, so it wasn't easy to learn by any means, It was a lot of fun.
Talking with Josh and David from the Old Creamery Theater about 1940s Radio Christmas Carol, which opens
On the,
A week from today.
yes, the 20th
Okay.
of November.
All right, one's well into the Christmas season, I would imagine.
Exactly.
And when do you close?
On the 14th of December.
Okay, so plenty of chances to see it, and as I recall, it generally shows, what is it, Thursday through Sunday, I think?
Exactly. Wednesday, is it Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday matinees, and then Friday and Saturday evening shows.
Okay, and if people want tickets, how do they get them?
They call 319-622-6262, or they go to the Old Creamery website, which is oldcreamery.com.
Well, those of us who, I am just old enough that when I was taking classes in radio, they were still making us do radio dramas, just to get the experience as to how we were producing them, but just as an exercise, and that was fun. And I know that in shows like this one that bring that back to life, and then of course show everything that goes on behind the scenes in the making of that is just a hoot. So it sounds like a blast, and it sounds like great music too.
It is very, very good music.
Perfect way to spend the holiday season. It's a 1940s Radio Christmas Carol opening next week at the Old Creamery Theater. David, Josh, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having us.